Alright, off to a good start. So, just came back from class, in which we watched Thelma and Louise, which I had never seen before, and it left me feeling two things. One, a little bit claustrophobic living in the city, can't really do much about that now. But two, it left me feeling somewhat more feminist than usual. And if you know me, you know that my usual level of feminism is already pretty damn high, so that's saying something. So there's a moment in the film where Louise, Susan Sarandon's character, goes to put lipstick on and then decides not to and throws it out of the car. And the moment kind of stuck with me because there was a lot of, makeup stuff in the movie. Bear with me for a moment. In the beginning, there's a bit where Gina Davis's character, Thelma, is crying a whole lot and her makeup is just everywhere. You can see the tear streaks through where the mascara has bled down. And I just started thinking about makeup because I don't know if you can tell. I will, on occasion, indulge in the luxury of cosmetics. But it wasn't always like this. 'Twas not always so. There was a time, believe it or not, when I referred to makeup as toxic waste. I was kind of a shit growing up. But hey, weren't we all? Around middle school was when, well, I was in middle school, my sister was in high school, and that's kind of when she started getting into makeup. And I don't know what it was that drove me so angrily against it, but I hated the idea of it. I said I would never wear it. I flat refused. You know, every now and then my sister would be like, oh, let me do your makeup, and she'd do me up, and I'd be like, that's great, let me take this off. And I was really rude about it. I would call it toxic waste. I would say it to her face. I'd be like, I'm not gonna put toxic waste on my face like you. And that was really shitty. And it wasn't until my sophomore year in high school when I was in a play where you had to wear makeup because stage makeup that I kind of had a moment of, this is fun. This is fun to play around with. I was kind of into art at that time, so I was drawing a lot and painting a little bit, so I was like, this is art, but like on my face. My God. You know, flash forward a few years, and here we are with 4 palettes, 30 lipsticks, a million brushes, eyeliners, loose pigments, and etc. You may be wondering, the hell does feminism and Thelma and Louise have to do with it? You know the bit I was talking about where she throws the lipstick out the car? That moment made me wonder what the filmmakers were trying to say, because the whole movie is really shamelessly, aggressively feminist, and I love it. But that means that every action the characters take is loaded. It's either pro-feminist or anti-feminist. There are pros and cons to loading a film like that, which I might make a whole other video about. You can look at films like the Ghostbusters reboot and Wonder Woman and see how it becomes difficult to judge a film just as a film and not as a political statement. Thelma and Louise didn't suffer from that in the same way, but it has, since it came out, been kind of chided for being anti-men. I'm not complaining. So we return now to Louise throwing lipstick out the car. She goes to put it on, decides not to, throws it at the car. The whole movie is about Thelma and Louise kind of shedding everything the patriarchy told them they needed to be and becoming their own people. So what does this moment mean? Truth be told, considering it was the 90s and the way that the 90s feminist movement went, it probably is a statement about how makeup is a male construct that women don't need. And that's fine. That's how feminism in the 90s was, and the movie came out in the 90s. Since then, however, the idea has changed somewhat. Now some feminists are embracing makeup as a tool of empowerment for women, not a tool for men to use to oppress women. Now I say some feminists because other feminists still see makeup as a tool of oppression and are kind of awful to feminists who feel oppositely. And that's garbage. It's all garbage. Women who don't wear makeup are seen as lazy or less professional. Garbage. Women who do wear makeup are seen as trying too hard. Garbage. Men who wear makeup are seen as definitely gay and nothing else. Garbage. In a turn of events that will surprise no one, men who don't wear makeup are just seen. So where does that leave us? It leaves me having spent a small fortune on cosmetics, not because I want to impress any man, but because I see makeup as a kind of art. This obsession with debating the minutiae distracts from the actual problems, and that's how things slide. That's how things stay bad and don't get better. So screw makeup. Wear it, don't wear it. It doesn't matter. If you want to talk about feminism, stop wasting your time talking about what women should or shouldn't be wearing and start talking about what actually matters, which is how women are treated in society and in the media and the opportunities and rights that women are given. Who gives a shit what anyone's wearing? I mean, geez, guys. If I didn't know any better, I'd think you didn't want women to be equals. This episode has been brought to you by not only Thelma, but also Louise.